Happy Thursday and happy Thanksgiving.
Woo!
And welcome to On the Move with Nan and Kam. And today we're joined by Jon Pigg, who is one of the head coaches of the winter training team, which kicks off is it on December 6th?
December 6th, yep.
That feels crazy. It's time already. We're done with the marathon. It's time to think about your winter training. So Jon, welcome. Tell us a little bit about you and how you got it started running.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on. Super excited. So my name's Jon, like you said. I started running probably about 13 years ago now, I think. I decided that I wanted to run a 10K, and we have a great 10K here in Richmond. So I signed up for the Monument Avenue 10K, ran it, and I have run it every year since. It's my annual tradition. It's usually around my birthday. So I keep running it, and that kind of gave me the bug, and have been running ever since. So all thanks to the 10K.
That's awesome. The 10K was also my first race. The 10K, I feel like that is a hugely popular first race. So it is always really exciting as we start the spring, because I know this is winter training team, but really I feel like winter training team, the goal is to have yourself ready for your spring races. So it really, to me, still in my mind is counting as like spring season kickoff. So definitely exciting to think about. Also, side note, we had a lot of people, or not a lot of people, but several people on staff have done like winter training team things, and they all say that it's like the best training team they've ever been a part of. They love winter training team.
That's our goal. We try to make it fun and the best training team out there. There's a few in Richmond, and we just try really hard to make it a fun environment, super inclusive of everybody that wants to get out there and run, whether you're running the first time, or I was looking at our registrations recently. I think we've got somebody on there that's joined for over 10 years in a row. So we've got brand new runners, and we've got veterans that get out there. We just try to make it a fun time. We have coffee, food trucks sometimes, all kinds of cool things, while at the same time trying to hit those goals, right? At the end of the day, it's about running the River City half. That's what we're training towards. So making sure everybody gets ready for that, but having a good time while we do it is the goal.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah, you said that you guys have coffee and food trucks, and that just makes you stand out in general. Like that is just like
you're speaking our language.
Right. Like I'll show up and run some miles. Thank you.
That's right. Yeah.
But what else do you think makes the winter training team stand out and makes everybody feel like it's such a great place to be, especially with it being winter and a lot of people just stop training during the winter?
Yeah, for sure. I've been doing the winter training team for 3 years now. I actually got started a couple years ago. A friend of mine who is now co-lead coaching with me, Emily, she reached out and was like, "Hey, we need some coaches." I had just gotten certified, so she was like, "Hey, come out here and let's do it." And exactly what you said, Kim. I signed up because I don't run in the winter usually, or I haven't up until the past couple of years. A little too cold and dark for me, so I was like, "Hey, this will help me kind of get out there and stick with it." And, that's obviously one of the great things. You have the accountability, right? So there are about 300 of us out there every Saturday getting together. Again, we have coffee after the run, which is awesome. We meet at First Baptist on Monument. So we are nice and warm when we meet. You don't have to stand out in the cold before you start running. Get back, you can warm up, have coffee, hot chocolate. We had a waffle food truck last year, which was pretty cool. I can't confirm that it will be back this year, but we are trying as hard as we can to make sure. What else makes it fun? Everything is penguin themed. Our subgroups are called waddles, which is a group of penguins.
Cute.
So again, just really trying to make it fun while we're out there. Running in 20-degree weather in Richmond can be a little bit of a struggle. And so again, all about just having fun.
I think another thing that makes it fun is instead of like a participant t-shirt, you get a participant sweatshirt.
Yeah, our sweatshirts are like renowned throughout Richmond, I will say. It's a lot of pressure this year as we design our next one. Last year we did crew necks for the first time, and I brought it home and it was immediately stolen by my wife. So I no longer own that sweater. But it was great. And then even doing the t-shirts at the Marathon Expo this year, every time I clocked someone in a winter training team sweatshirt, I was like, "Did you sign up this year? Did you sign up this year?" they're very easy to see, usually have penguins on them. Some pretty cool swag for sure.
Yeah, penguins are universally loved. Penguins are adorable.
Yeah, that's cute. I feel like you don't really see them often as like a mascot either. So very cute. Love that.
What is your own? You mentioned that you've been a coach of this now for 2 years. Is that what you said? 2 years as a winter training team coach?
This will be my third year.
Third year. Okay.
Yeah.
I know that you're a coach with some of our other training teams. So what does your like coaching journey look like?
Yeah, for sure. It started actually, I think the first team I coached was 10K training team. It was a few years ago. I had put some runs under my belt. I had hit some PRs and was really looking at like, okay, what do I want to do? I can't beat myself all the time. Really wanted to kind of slow down and relax a little bit. And so just tried to find somewhere where I could put my energy outside of just my individual running. And so I had trained with the marathon training team before, but had never done anything else. And y'all were looking for 10K coaches. So I coached at Midlow, which was a good time for sure, especially around my area. I got to run in my own neighborhood, which was great. And then, like I said, moved to winter training team and really, really enjoyed that. I think it started because I wanted to make sure I would keep running. So it was a little selfish, I will admit, the first year. But then after that, I mean, it's just so fun getting down there and seeing everybody running together. Again, huge group. It's a blast. Nothing can really compare to summer marathon training. But we try to make it a quick second place.
I was just thinking about like, I think coaching is maybe the secret hack to be double accountable.
That's right.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't give up when you're the one that people expect to be out there. That's exactly right. And like weather, if it rains, I'll cancel a run no problem for myself.
Same.
But
Right.
when you've got 300 people waiting for you to show up and unlock the church so you can all run together, you got to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a little
Yeah,
fear instilled in you. There's no
that's right.
question. Yeah. I like that. It's a fail
Yeah.
safe.
What does a typical, I know you said like obviously you get there early, you unlock the church and you can stay in there and be warm. What's a typical run look like for you guys? And like how does the training season usually look?
Yeah, great question. So we start pretty low mileage wise. I really like that too. We've gotten a ton of questions leading up to after people have finished their halves or their fulls in November. And, hey, this is my fitness level. Like, do you think I can train? Can I join this team? We start pretty low, I think at around like 3 or 4 miles the first week. So, again, one of our main goals is just to be as inclusive as possible and make sure that anybody can get out there and join us. So, we have paces from 7 minutes a mile, super fast, all the way up to 12 plus. And then we actually have a dedicated walking team too. So we don't even
Oh,
like
nice.
loop them in with the 12 plus. You can run 12 plus, and then you can say, hey, I only want to walk. And what was really cool last year was they got to start the Virginia Credit Union half on their own, the little walking team. So that was cool.
I did see them.
Yeah. It was great. So with all those different waddles and everything together, we get everybody in the gym. Like I said, super warm, which is nice. We meet at First Baptist. They have a great space for us. Go through some announcements, make sure everybody is up to speed on what we're doing, has their routes, has signed in, make sure we're all safe, talk about any safety concerns. And then we split everybody up into those groups and send them out a little bit broken up so we're not all running at the same time. Plenty of coaches. This year we have the most coaches we've ever had on winter training team. So you are definitely not going to feel like you're on your own while you're out on your run. We have SAGs every week over a certain mileage. So we've got people out there with water, some fruit snacks, things like that to keep you running. And then when you get back, like I said, coffee, hot chocolate, lots of stretching, conversation. Again, we're in the warm, which is cool. A real fun thing about halfway through the season, we get kicked out of the gym because of U-turn, upward basketball starts. So then we get to go to the preschool rooms. That's a lot of fun. So you see everybody sitting in really small chairs afterwards, stretching out their legs. So yeah, get out there, get back, warm up, and then go about your week runs.
I feel like the having somewhere warm to go in before and after is really big because I'm thinking about, and like, no offense, 10K training team, but a lot of 10K training teams don't have that aspect. Some do. It just depends on like size and what's available. And nothing is worse to me than the like pre-dread of staying cold before, because that's still a time I'm bad. That's still a time I could change my mind.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you
Like,
get
"Ah, I
out
don't
of a
want to do
nice
this."
warm car, and then all of a sudden you're like,
Yeah,
wait, it's 15 degrees outside. We take you
Yeah.
out a little bit longer and keep you warm right until you start running.
that's perfect.
Before there was the Virginia Credit Union River City Half that we were training for, you said there's people that have been on winter training team for 10 years. Was there a race that they trained for, or were they just doing it to like keep running throughout the winter?
Yeah, great question. It's we've morphed a little bit throughout the years. We've changed the name a little bit. It was marathon training, half marathon training. Now we're really, really generic. We are just winter training. And again,
Right.
a lot of us are going for the River City half, but some are going for Shamrock. There are so many other spring races
True.
around here in the Richmond area that people train for. And generally, before the River City half was there, it was just to keep running. If you didn't have something that you were training for in the spring, I think Richmond, we all know November's Richmond Marathon, and you're spending the summer training before that. So I love that we've got this partnership where we can keep training through the winter and then, dump everybody into another great race. Another thing I will say, we are adding more hills to our routes this year. If you
That's
haven't run
smart.
the River City Half yet, yeah, you
Genius.
need a lot of hills, and we've gotten some feedback in past years that running in Richmond can be pretty flat. So we are looking for the hills this year, for sure.
Love
So if you
that.
know a hill, let them know.
Let
Yeah.
us know exactly. Yeah, we want to run it. That's right.
I was just thinking about too that like I like that as much as we would obviously love for everybody on the training team to decide to run the Virginia Credit Union River City half. Another thing I really like about it is I just had to do a TV spot, so I was like looking up all the info on it to make sure I had it correct. $70 is really reasonable to join for everything you're getting, and I'm definitely somebody that like prefers training over a race a lot of the time. Or likes the camaraderie of like running long distance on a weekend training. So I think that it's cool because that's like I know when somebody at work, Catherine did it, and she didn't have a race that she was doing. She just did it because she was like, I'm not going to run in the winter by myself as much if I don't do something like this. And like $70 isn't, I mean, it's, you still have to then register for a race if you wanted to, but I think it's nice that it's kind of at a price point where if you're not going to do a race, it also doesn't feel like it's not for you.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. I mean, like you said, the whole winter getting those supported runs. I know I said coffee a few times, but it's huge.
Keep saying
And
it.
having a place where you can meet. It's really like a really well supported group run, right? You don't have to be training for a race. Like you said, we'd love everybody to do the River City half. I'll be out there running. We have some coaches that love to run it. We definitely have a group of coaches that are like, nope, I'm good. I don't need to run that one. I will coach everybody to it for sure, and then be out there cheering everybody on. But yeah, it's an awesome program that gets you that accountability all winter, and you know make some friends so you can actually get up and go running, even if you don't have a race to run.
Uh, you know what? We need those people cheering too. So we're still fine with that. That helps
That's
Yeah.
right.
immensely.
That's
What has
100%
been
right.
your favorite? I feel like you've kind of answered a lot of this, but what is either your favorite part of winter training team or like a favorite memory since you've done it for a couple of years now?
Yeah, great question. I mean, last year took the cake with the waffle food truck. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I remembered the name of it right now, but there is a food truck in Waffle that sell or a food truck in Richmond that sells waffles, and they're phenomenal. And I really hope we get them back. That was a nice surprise. Actually, our sponsors PR Run Walk, they helped out with that, which was really cool. And getting to not only go run with a bunch of your friends, but then have a cool little breakfast at the end. I'd say that was probably peak. But overall, really, it's just the people you get to meet. Seriously, I started 3 years ago as a coach, didn't know anybody. I showed up to my first like coaches meeting, and everyone acted like they knew each other. And I was like, "Ooh, I'm the new guy. I don't know any of y'all's names. Don't have a clue who you are." And then a couple weeks in, like everybody's best friends. And it's the same with running too. Like the subgroups we have, they form relationships. You see the same people running with each other every week, and then you get to the River City Half, and they're out there running together in their groups too. It's just huge to see that camaraderie, and the Richmond running community is so great. We all know that, but like getting to be a part of that and continue to just like push towards this huge group of people coming together and running it. It's just so much fun. It's a maybe an easy out answer, but it really is the people, I think, for sure.
That's
I feel
always
like
my
that's
answer for everything.
yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say, I feel like that's an answer for a lot of people. I was gonna ask, like, I know you said that you were a 10K training team coach prior to becoming a winter training team coach. And I feel like people are very, like, they like to be comfortable with their coaches and knowing that, like, my MTT coach is also going to be the winter training team coach. Does that happen a lot? Is it like a lot of coaches are coaching the same thing?
for sure. A huge group of our coaches roster is MTT coaches for sure, or half MTT over the summer. So we've got a lot of consistency there. We actually lose a few coaches when 10K training team starts up. We've got a couple that are like, "Hey, we're down to coach," but on I think it's February 6th this year, I'm out for the rest of the season. Or we have some folks that coach Sunday and then coach Saturday with us. So yeah, again, that first coaches meeting I showed up to, everybody knew each other. I think that's it, right? Like there's such a strong coaching community here in Richmond, and I just love that people just go to wherever they're needed and continue to do that, and encourage people to sign up for things. I think that's the other thing you said, man. It's a pretty affordable training team. You've got flexibility into what race you might or might not want to run. And again, I know I've said a few times, but we're just really trying to push that like anybody can join this team, anybody can get out here and run a half and have a good time while doing it.
There's nothing either like that productivity feeling when it is only like 8:30 and you're like, I already ran all my miles. I'm out of breakfast. Everyone's still asleep.
That's right. That's right. And we meet in such a cool place. You're going home. I think probably 9 times out of 10 last year on my drive home, I hit up Nate's Bagels, grabbed breakfast for the family, took it back. People
100%.
go out to breakfast afterwards. You're down there in the middle of Richmond. You can hit anywhere.
It is. I was thinking, even though it is in like technically the fan, it is still so close to set like a kind of like a very equidistant to a lot of areas because it's like right off like 4 different interstate exits, so you can attract everybody.
Too. We have people from all over the area come in and run on.
I think we have one more question. Why do you think winter training team is the perfect way? I know that not everybody is training for the Virginia Credit Union River City Half, but why do you think it's the perfect way to train for that event if that's one of your goals?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, first and foremost, you've got two great organizations you're working with, right? You can run with Richmond Roadrunners and Sports Backers, which is huge. And because of that, we timed it, right? Like you are going to run that Virginia Credit Union River City Half if you train with us. You're gonna hit the mileage exactly where you need to. And that's going to be your race day. That's a huge one too. But again, like I said, there's a few races in the same general time zone. So if it's not that, it's okay. But that makes it a really good reason. Up until this year, I couldn't say this, but again, we are going to make sure that you've got some hills. So we're going to train you for the quite technical course that is the River City Half. It's a beautiful course, as you both know, but it's pretty hilly for sure. So we're gonna help people out there. Um, and again, it's kind of it's the opposite of the full in November, right? If you sign up for something at the November race and then you've got the half in March, you've got your fall and your spring training nailed, right? You can finish up the or the River City half and then go right into the 10K, and before you know it, it's time to join MTT or half MTT again, which is
Yeah,
really cool.
I
The
was
crew
thinking
never
that too.
has
It's
to be
always like
apart
a
for that long.
yeah, it's a
Yeah,
revolving door.
keep running. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Great.
feel
Well,
like
good.
I was thinking about that because there's like really no matter where you start throughout the year, you can do that. Like it's like
That's right.
you're
You
gonna
can
be able to
plan
train up.
something.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's like, oh, you did the AK at Richmond. Guess what? Half training literally is about to start in December. Boom, you do the half. And then it's like, oh, you get a 10K marathon coming up soon.
It's almost like we set it up that
Yeah.
way.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
So
of course
weird.
we're gonna say it, but if you look at the Richmond at the package, there's all kinds of races, teams. Again, the community is just so huge. We've got a couple great organizations for sure, Sports Backers being one of them. Um, you can't really be in Richmond and not and say you don't have a chance to get out there and be active.
Right.
Yeah. 100%. This is also fun because we love working with Richmond Roadrunners Club, and this is a partnership with them. So it's just another great way to work with them. And also cool because we share like so many of the same very loyal customers, volunteers, coaches,
Yeah.
all of that. So it's just cool anytime we get to partner with them.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's fun to see the two groups come together. I have worked very closely with both in very different ways. I volunteer at the Marathon Expo every year, which is something I love to do. And then I, co-direct some races for Richmond Roadrunners Club. This is the area where I see both come together, and I get to work with folks like Mara, but then also like Nakia on this side, and like kind of see the two organizations and how they approach everything. But at the end of the day, the goal of both is to make Richmond more active and to keep us, running or walking or whatever it is your activity is. Um, it's just so fun. I mean, it's another reason I love doing this team in particular. I get to talk to everybody I know at different running organizations instead of just one, which is great. Just get to hang out with everybody and have a good time all winter.
Are you going to be turkey trotting?
I am turkey trotting. I was sitting on my couch 2 nights ago and was like, I think I'm going to sign up for the turkey trot. And then every day since then, I have looked at my wife and said, why did you let me sign up for that? And she keeps saying, what are you talking about? I didn't let you do anything. But yes, I'm going to be out there running the turkey trot at Bryant Park. It's going to be fun.
Are you doing the
Don't
10K or the 5K?
The 10K.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10K.
Universally, I think everyone wonders why they're signed up for it especially once Thanksgiving is there. But then you feel great about yourself afterwards. All that to say though, last year, that was a race I always did. And now it goes by my house. So I will look for you from my driveway because it's always been my dream to have a race go by my house that isn't one that I would be working at. So last year I loved just cheering people on and having friends come over and do that. But we have I think an equal group of people that are running and an equal group of people that are hanging. So we'll be looking for you. We'll be in the driveway. Last year I was told that we were one of the only neighborhood crews out there. So I really got to get the Bryant Parkway in gear.
Yeah. Well, like you said, those cheers, they're just as important, especially on a Thanksgiving morning. So I expect to see you in your driveway for sure.
Oh, I'm very ready. I was also going to say I've always wanted them to add a 5K, and this was the first year that did that, so that made me feel a little guilty, but not guilty enough to give up my driveway sit. But I had a lot of friends. I think Molly Johnson is running the 5K with her nephews.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. There's still time.
I always thought it was a 5K for some reason. I didn't know it was a 10K.
With a 5K, yeah.
This ambitious. I'm trying to run. I have not run longer than 3-4 miles in forever. I'm trying to run a virtual version just for my own state of mind where I'm hey, I still trotted on Tuesday or Wednesday maybe. So we'll see.
There you go.
I'm gonna say it now so that I didn't feel like I have to do it.
Yeah.
It's on the podcast. You have to do it now.
It is.
Right.
100%.
You put it out there already.
Also, was this your first year being official T-shirt king of the Expo?
I think it was my first year being official, yes. I was kind of fill in the last couple of years, and this year, I was starting to get the emails very early. So I think I was official. Standing on that concrete all day and then running a half the next day was a choice for sure. Might have to do the 8K next year, but that's okay.
We love our volunteers. Thank you. That is a sacrifice for sure.
I love passing out those shirts. It's a good time.
Yeah, that one's fun. Everyone's very excited to see them. So that's always a fun room. And fast paced. So you're never not busy.
That's right. We're just moving the whole time.
Well, thanks so much for being on today, but it is time to move on to your this or that's.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Yeah, Cameron and I like to do these off the cuff. So do you have one, Cameron?
I do, but mine is kind of hard.
Okay, do you want me to go first?
I can go first.
Okay, all right. You're making
Okay. Obviously, Thanksgiving, duh, hello. If you can only pick one to have on your plate, are you picking mashed potatoes or mac and cheese?
You thought this was going to be hard. I'm a very opinionated person about food, so it's not hard at all.
You're in great company.
Mac and cheese all the way. I love.
Okay, well, that's the right answer.
Food, but mac and cheese for sure. Don't get those potatoes.
This is a
I love mac
rarity
and cheese.
coming from me because my blood is possibly made of cheese. But this is the one day I'm
Pasta
gonna
and
pick
cheese
mashed
for me, but yeah.
potatoes.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, didn't you say that y'all don't normally have like a mac and
We
cheese at
don't. It's
Thanksgiving?
really off brand for
That's
my
not even,
family.
that's fake Thanksgiving. Oh my God.
That's strange. That's strange. Not to even have any mac and cheese. I would agree with that for sure.
I'm eating
I went
enough
through a
mac and
period
cheese on
where
the
I wasn't a
regular.
big fan of potatoes.
True.
Yeah. So, but now I'm back at it now. But still mac and cheese for
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we eat potatoes a lot here in general, but also a lot of mac and cheese. But yeah, I think it's because that was like what my grandma was like really good at making was mashed potatoes. And I love gravy. And you're not really getting gravy very often besides a
Yeah,
holiday.
that's true.
Yeah, I'm not going to convert you guys. That's okay. Um, my question is, John is a fellow big reader, which I love to chat books. If you're gonna have to pick a genre, let's go with, are you more into fantasy or thrillers?
fantasy or thrillers. I'm gonna have to go thriller. I think. I'm
Same.
a big fantasy fan too, but you can get real weird real quick with fantasy. You know,
You can.
a thriller. I feel like you're getting you know what you're gonna get a little bit, right? You're a little
Yeah.
more predictable. So you know.
Everyone is a human, at least most of the time in a thriller.
That's right. That's right. You might not get that in a fantasy for sure.
No, I'm most infrequent genre for me is thriller. But I'm reading a thriller right now that is called The Ghostwriter that I have seen. It was like my mom had already texted me. We share a Kindle library and been like, read this before it goes off of the Kindle. And so I'm reading it and I am really enjoying it. And then when I went to do my voting on like best books of the year on Goodreads, it was in there. So I'm going
Mm,
to recommend that people check it out. I'm like quarter of the way through into it still.
Thriller's your least genre.
Yeah, I think
that's
it's
my
like
number one.
I know. I think that they're like either too predictable to me or they're forcing me, which is ridiculous because I love like really dumb rom-coms and really dumb fantasy. Like they're forcing me to like they're too out of control. Like I'll be like, how did this happen? Like this would never happen. Like,
That's
yeah.
true.
Too unrealistic.
Yeah, which is also
But wouldn't
really
that,
a really
yeah,
ridiculous like thing coming from me because I love unrealistic. So I don't know why that in thrillers doesn't translate for me. But I do think they're a great always love how fast they are and it's like a great break and you're like totally enthralled.
Yeah. Well, you didn't bring me on to talk about books, but if you need a thriller recommendation, Lisa Jewell, great author for
Oh,
sure.
I did. I
Lisa
loved
May.
None of This Is True. That was one of my favorite thrillers
That's
that
a
I
good
read
one.
this last
Yeah,
year.
I have that
very
in
good.
my TBR.
You would
Yeah,
love it.
thanks. I need to get back on it. I just picked one
Holidays,
up.
man. You got time.
I know, we have a little library or two little libraries downstairs in the lobby of my apartment complex, and I just got a new book the other day. What is it? What Lies Between Us? Yeah,
You know
never
me,
read
I've
it.
forgotten everything I've read. I'll have to cross reference it later and see if I've read it.
It's fine. Okay, last this or that. Do you prefer a turkey, what is it? Turkey trot? Or, let's say like a tacky light run?
Light run, tacky light run for sure. Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
turkey trot's the OG, right? Like everybody's gonna wake up on turkey. That's the one that
right.
like if you're doing that, you're like, oh, you're a running family.
Yeah.
But hit me with
Yeah,
some Christmas lights. I love Christmas lights. Big fan.
love Christmas.
So yeah, tacky light run goes like through my neighborhood basically. It's a fun time. You
That's
see
also
everybody
fun.
running around with their glow kits. Yeah, yeah, it's great. We're just a couple streets away from the street
Oh,
for the
so
tacky light run.
do you have outdoor Christmas decorations? Do you feel pressure to participate then?
We're not that close that we
Okay.
get the pressure, but we do have outdoor for sure. But you know, it's nice. We get to. I actually just saw those people have started putting up all their lights. So like, give it
Love
a couple
that.
days, and we can go drive through at night before it gets crazy.
Nice.
That
Yeah,
is
because I'm
great.
sure it does get crazy over there.
I mean, it's like a parking lot that road. People just down and up all the time. I think it's Dawn Ridge or whatever. Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
one for sure.
I thought you would say that because before you got on, Cameron John said that he already has his Christmas tree up.
Oh,
So I thought it would be Christmas.
I
I was
was trying
telling
to
you
live
that I
that
thought I
life
was going
too.
to do, what'd you say?
Here, there you go.
Beautiful. I was trying to wait until Wednesday, but I got some decor out that doesn't live in the attic last night and got too excited. So I feel like tonight might be the night.
Have fun.
Yeah, you got to. It's the
What a
time for it.
time.
Well, John, thanks for joining us again. And everybody go sign up for Winter Training Team. You can register through January 3rd, but they do start on December 6th. So you don't want to miss the first few
Yeah.
weeks.
Right.
Yeah, of course. I'm sure we'll have you again. And thanks so much. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Go enjoy so much time with your family and eat all the things mac and cheese and mashed potatoes.
Yeah, both.
Thanks for listening. Bye.